welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Justina. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this absolutely beautiful fall wreath for less than $20 with finds from GoodWill, the Dollar Tree, and Hobby Lobby. Wreaths are one of the most easiest and most affordable DIY projects that you can do. So if you're just starting out with decorating your home, trying out crafting or DIY projects, I would suggest starting with a wreath, a seasonal wreath for not a lot of money that can bring a lot of impact and beautiful color, beautiful seasonal color into your home. This wreath you see behind me only cost me $17 to make, and it is a huge wreath. And I have to say, it turned out really, really beautifully. What I really love about this wreath are the blue velvet pumpkins. The blue velvet pumpkins are so special, and I found them at Hobby Lobby on sale for 40% off. Original price was just $6.99. So I got them for, I feel, a steal. Also, before we begin this DIY tutorial, I'd like to take a minute and thank Liz from Traditions by the Seasons. Last week on her channel, Liz shared such an amazing, lovely introduction to my channel. She was so generous and so thoughtful in doing this act of kindness for me. And so I just wanted to take a moment and thank Liz from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for sharing my channel and for all of the kind and wonderful things that you said about me and the content that I'm creating here on YouTube. Also, I know that a lot of you are new to our YouTube family and you've come over from Liz's channel. So I'd like to thank you. Thank you so much for checking out my channel, for subscribing and joining our YouTube family. I am so happy that you're here. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, I would love to hear them, so please pop them in the comments box below. So with all that said, let's jump into the DIY autumn wreath tutorial. All of the items that you see here, minus the wreath form, are currently available at your local stores for fall 2019. I picked up 2 eucalyptus branches from Hobby Lobby in the floral section for 50% off. Now the stems of these branches were rather long, so I cut those off, and then I was able to more easily adhere the eucalyptus branches to the wreath form. Now if you're new to wreath making, or if you've never used a hot glue gun before, hot glue guns are awesome, but you have to be really careful because the glue is super hot and you can burn yourself. And with these particular eucalyptus branches, I really needed to get the glue into the wreath and then press down rather firmly. So you want to make sure that you keep it pressed down for a while so that it adheres to the wreath form, but you don't want to burn yourself. Then you want to bend the branches and the leaves so they face forward. It looks a lot better that way. And by the way, if you're wondering why I chose eucalyptus for this particular wreath, eucalyptus is evergreen, so it is an appropriate choice for pretty much any season. So now I'm going to be adding the focal point to this wreath, and that is this big faux hydrangea bloom. And I was so drawn to this at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for 50% off, and it was in the regular floral section, not in the fall floral section. I also picked up these cornflower blue little tiny flowers from the regular floral section at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off. Now, what really drew me to these flowers was the texture. So that brings me to a tip about creating a wreath. What makes any wreath look beautiful are texture and movement. So you get a lot of movement with the eucalyptus, you get a lot of texture with the hydrangea with the burnished look that it has, and you also get a lot of texture and a little bit of variation of color with these cornflower blue plastic flowers. And as you see, as I'm placing them around the wreath and filling in places that need a little bit more fullness, you're going to see that texture really come out, and the wreath is going to start to look more expensive and more special. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel.
And now it's time for my favorite part of this wreath, and those are the blue velvet pumpkins I picked up at Hobby Lobby. The pumpkins pulled off so easily from the branch, and as you can see, the pumpkins kind of turned into little picks. I opted not to use hot glue to adhere the pumpkins because this wreath could also work for other seasons. When I'm decorating my home, the first thing that I do is I shop my home for what I already have. And so in the future, I could see myself using this wreath, for example, as a late summer wreath, and it would look really pretty with some sunflowers in place of the pumpkins. So in that case, I could pop the pumpkins out and add some sunflower picks when the time comes. Now it's time to fill in. There's still some spaces that don't quite look complete, and so I'm going to use the leftover cornflower blue flowers that I have. And by the way, if you prefer a more traditional color palette for fall, so say oranges and burgundies and browns, these little blue flowers also come in orange, and the velvet pumpkins also come in orange, burgundy, cream, and green. Now, anytime I do a floral wreath, I always make sure I have backup flowers. And these flowers I picked up from the Dollar Tree. They were just $1, and I just need to do a little bit to make them look a little bit nicer. So I'm adding hot glue inside, just a tiny bit of hot glue inside so that the flowers keep a nicer shape. These flowers are so pretty. They're a nice wine color. So these wine colored flowers are really going to add a lot of fullness to this wreath, and it's also going to bring out the burnished tones of the hydrangea. And at this point, I'm just going around the wreath and looking for areas that need to be filled in, and it's pretty obvious where those places are. So as I'm going around, I'm fluffing out the flowers, arranging things a little bit, taking my time, and just using my eye to see what looks good and what looks balanced. And just like with any other decorating project, every now and then you want to hold the wreath up, stand away from the wreath, turn it a little bit to the side, and just see how it's coming along. Look at it from other angles. And before you know it, your wreath will be done.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this DIY fall wreath tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and consider sharing this video with a friend. I want to thank you all so much for watching and for being here with me. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!